Or like I remember like my dad would sometimes wake us up and like or just and then he was in his underwear and he would have
Sure.
morning wood and I'd be like, "Dad, why is your penis so big?" And then my mom was like, "That's kind of I like his bigger dick."
Oh my God.
She didn't say that exclusively, but
She didn't hate it.
she was like, "Honey, that's a reason why I married your dad."
Hi, my name is Tam. I'm a writer and a comedian. And when I was a teenager, I had a bat mitzvah and a quinceañera, which I combined into a batzañera. Now, I'm talking to my favorite writers, actors, and comedians about their coming-of-age ceremonies as we remember what it felt like to supposedly become an adult. This is Bless These Braces. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bless These Braces, and I have a special guest with me today. He's a stand-up, writer, singer, and composer. Incredible. You've seen him on The Late Late Show, and he was also named one of Vulture's comics you should and will know. Dylan Adler, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Of
I'm excited to be
course.
here.
I've always wanted to be one of Vulture's comics, and I just feel like it's not going to happen
It
for me.
is.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Guys, I'm cool.
Next year, 2024. Yeah,
When I turn
2024.
60, hey, let's open it up to
You know what?
elders.
It's ageist.
It's ageist.
I'll say that much.
I'm sure it was really cool, though.
It
when
was,
you
it was,
heard.
yeah, it was great. It
That's
was cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming. Basically, we talk about coming of age, our awkward years, and a miserable time for me and for many.
Yes.
I don't know how it was
likewise.
for you. Paint me a picture of you at 12, 13.
For me at 12, 13, I was in the closet.
Okay.
Me and my brother were both in the closet. I was
Okay.
like during that time, I feel like I was so, all I wanted was to be popular and cool, and I wasn't at all. And my personality was so like, it just didn't exist. It didn't exist
Yes.
because I was like, should I take a breakdancing class? I'll take a
Right.
breakdancing class.
Yes.
That's who I am.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God.
Yes, I did. And it was to to dance well for bar mitzvahs.
Stop.
Yes.
So you wanted to like have a moment?
I wanted to have a moment where everyone saw the dancing and was like, "Oh my God, he's really cool." Like, so, yeah.
Were you good?
No, no. But like my brother and I did gymnastics so we could do like flips, but we weren't good at the dancing part, but we would like be so annoying at bar mitzvahs. We'd be like, "Everyone make a circle. Make a circle. We're going to do something crazy." And I was like, "Oh, what?" Oh my. And then we'd do a flip. We'd be like, "Ah!" And they'd be like, "Oh, that was so annoying."
It's amazing because it sounds like you didn't want attention and you didn't know who you were, but at the same time, you're like, everyone form a circle and watch
Yes.
me do pirouettes.
Yeah.
It's
The dichotomy.
the dichotomy. And wait, your brother, are you guys twins?
Yes, twins.
Oh my God, and you're both
Both gay.
both gay.
Mhm.
Please tell me about that. Like, how was like coming out and
I mean, he was the very first person I came out to. And then he was,
okay.
so basically, well, he actually saw, like, so he hinted to me like a year before. He's like, I might be attracted to guys. And I was like, ew.
Oh, you said ew.
Yeah. And then a year later, I was like, most porn I watch is of guys. He was like, same.
Oh,
So that's kind of how it all happened.
and then what? Did you both come out to your family
Mhm.
at the same time?
He did first, and then I did like 2 weeks later.
That's kind of nice for you. Like you had a
Yes.
buffer.
No, I did. And it was nice because when it came to like family, friends, or relatives, it's like, well, if you don't like one of us, you don't like both of us. So
Did anybody have a problem?
no.
Great.
I grew up in the Bay Area, which
Oh,
I feel very fortunate
yeah.
that.
And you two are friends.
Yes, I was just on the phone with him before this.
Me and my sister, who's here, we're 4 years apart. And I feel like when she turned 16, we
Mhm.
became super close.
Yeah.
Before that, I made her life a living hell.
Oh, yeah.
But
Same.
But I remember it was like we went out in Argentina once, which is where I'm from, and I made her smoke so many cigarettes one night that she vomited at the end of the night.
Oh my God.
And now she smokes, and I'm quitting. So,
I'm gonna
anyways,
read about that in her memoir about that night.
in my memoir,
In
I'm
your
the one that's
memoir.
right. Yes. So what else were you into? But I guess I want to. How old were you when you came out?
I was six, 15.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when do guys go through puberty?
Well, for me, when I was like I think like puberty started 7th grade, 8th
Yeah.
grade for me.
Yes.
And that's when I was kind of like confused about my sexuality a little bit, where I was like, I knew I was attracted to guys, but then I was kind of maybe attracted to girls
Sure.
too. And like, I like genuinely, but then like when high school rolled around, I was like, most porn is just, the
It's
gay
dudes.
porn. Yeah.
That's interesting. I really enjoy lesbian porn
Yeah.
more than straight porn.
Yes.
Um,
I dabbled in
it's
lesbian
there's
porn.
there's something
Fun.
about vaginas rubbing that I enjoy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I tried with that.
Yeah. And
And I mean, like it took a while. It would take 30 minutes to probably finish.
as opposed to
As
like
opposed to like the 2 minutes it took for me to finish with gay porn.
Sure,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm actually in a phase of my life right now where I'm into gay porn, but
Oh, yeah.
guys,
Yes.
and I've become
I mean, that's good stuff.
It's the best.
It's good stuff.
There's these two boys, and I really, if you don't know them, I will send you
I probably
everything.
know them. What are their names?
Ace Carter and his Italian boyfriend Marco.
Yeah, I've seen their videos.
You know who they are?
I've seen them. They're pretty good. They're
He's
good.
a cook. Marco is a cook, and
Mhm.
Ace is kind of like a Midwestern, like, fuck me, like, call me daddy. Like,
yeah,
it's very.
yeah.
And I'm invested to a point that, like, the other day we went to my parents' house, and I was showing my friends their
Yeah.
porn, and I didn't realize I was hooked up to the USB.
Are you kidding me?
And in the background, I mean, my parents are incredibly open, but in the
Yeah.
background, it was like, call me daddy. Like,
Oh
and
my
it was like
God.
moaning and all. Anyways,
I love
these
that.
boys are, they're
I
doing
mean,
it for me.
sometimes I fall in love with these porn stars.
Yes.
Like I am with
Yeah.
some of them.
Are you?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
There's one named Cody Saya who
I'll be
God.
looking at this.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
something about porn nowadays as opposed to, I think I'm a little bit older for you, but I think it doesn't matter. Like, back then, there wasn't like OnlyFans
Yeah.
and like everything that's personalized. Not just more real.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
before, it was like Skinemax and like the big fake boobs
Yes.
and
Yeah,
right?
it was like Paramount produced porn.
Yes.
And now it's a little more like independent.
Yes.
But I first thought that I would watch porn on YouTube, and I would just watch guys kissing, and it was YouTube, so it would cut out before I saw any dick. But then a year later, I realized I could see dick if I just looked on Google gay porn instead of YouTube.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't know YouTube had. Well, I guess it just
It
has
just
the
has
like
kissing
the
and
kissing.
yeah.
And like then you got to continue elsewhere.
Yeah, and then it would cut off right before, and I'd be like, oh, and
Kind of like edging though.
a little bit, yeah.
Are you on OnlyFans at all?
Yes, I've
Like your own
no,
pay?
no,
You
but
dibble dabble.
I pay for
Okay.
people's OnlyFans.
My mom is on OnlyFans.
What?
Yes. We haven't talked about this
I love
yet.
your family.
They're really amazing.
That's great.
My mom in her 40s, in her 60s, mid 60s, she started wearing like pigtails, and we were like, "What's happening? There's a regression." She's starting to feel herself, and then she found out about OnlyFans, and
Oh my
now
God.
she does. Well, I can't say because she's gonna watch, but me and my sister are paying customers in disguise.
You gotta check on your mom somehow.
Yes, and support the cause.
And support the cause.
She makes like what, $500 a month, which she uses. They don't have a lot of money, so that's her like nail money and like
Yeah.
her. It's weird because back in the day when I was 14, 15, she wasn't open. I mean, they were open about sexuality, but it wasn't like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, here's what you're supposed to do. And
Yeah.
who taught you the birds and the bees?
Well, there was like, I mean, porn was already
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
porn taught, but my parents did teach me.
Please.
Wait, okay, this is kind of nasty, but
Oh,
when I
please.
was like in the 5th grade, or like I remember like my dad would sometimes wake us up and like, or just, and then he was in his underwear and he would have
Sure.
morning wood, and I'd be like, Dad, why is your penis so big? And then my mom was like, that's kind of, I like his bigger dick.
Oh my God.
She didn't say that exclusively, but she's like,
She didn't hate it.
she was like, honey, that's a reason why I married your dad.
Whoa, he had a hog. Sorry.
A little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So, I don't know. My parents were kind of open about that and
That's
stuff. So your
great.
mom and I are kind of, I mean, my mom
Yeah.
doesn't have an OnlyFans, but she's always been kind of like,
Here it is what it is. There was
it
not
is what it
a
is.
stigma.
Yeah. Or when we were like 9 and sometimes we would like, when we're like in, I don't know, like clean like, in her bathroom sometimes and she's showering, she'd be like, stop looking at my boobs.
Oh my God.
You're looking at my boobs, boys.
I can hear your mom, that like deep voice. It's so funny. My mom, when I was in middle school, would be like, you have too many gay friends. When are you going to meet a man? Like, I'm
Uh-huh.
15 fucking years old.
Yeah.
And now she steals all my gay friends and she gets mad
Yeah.
if they don't come around. So fuck her. It is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me, you're half Jewish.
Yes.
Who's the Jew?
So my dad is Jewish and my mom is Japanese.
Incredible.
Soy vey.
Soy vey?
Yeah, mazel tofu.
Soy vey.
Yeah,
Please.
oy vey.
Incredible.
So I don't know.
So please. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah, they met in UC Berkeley, which is where I think all Jews and Asians kind of procreate.
Mhm.
But yeah, we grew up celebrating Passover,
Mhm.
Hanukkah, Rosh Hashanah, but I never had like a bar mitzvah. So
You didn't want one?
I wanted one, but my parents never my parents never pushed it on me.
Yeah.
And so I would, maybe later in life I can, but
Well,
who knows?
we've been asking this question, like, if you could pick a theme for your bar mitzvah today, what would it be?
Wicked.
You already knew it.
Yeah. I'd
And-
be in green.
Yes.
For the entire ceremony. So when I'm reading the Torah, I will be dressed as Elphaba. No compromises on that. But
Can you imagine? That would be
yeah.
unreal.
Oh my God.
And then what?
And then I think, the reception is also Wicked themed.
Yes.
So I don't know. I would try to rent a fly machine where I would be able to do that.
Yes. And you would come in on a broom?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did you go to some insane bar mitzvahs as a kid?
For me, whenever I went to a bar mitzvah, that person was a star to me
Yes.
for a month.
Yes.
Because they performed, they performed in front of us, and then you see slideshows about their childhood
Yes.
and I'm so invested in in this character and their life and their pursuits and what they do, and you see their family and everything. So to me, it was I was almost starstruck by
Yes.
this person after I went to their bar mitzvah.
And that's the point,
Yes.
right? It's just to it is very cute because you talk about the money, it's expensive, and the Torah portion is annoying and all of that, but it's it's a celebration of this cutie pie.
Yes. it
Or this
is.
monster, because some I feel are
Oh,
monsters.
absolutely. Absolutely.
It was weird. I went to a bar mitzvah not long ago, and it shook me that the girls at that age are huge, and the little boys are like
Oh my God. Yeah.
tiny. Like,
Yes,
what the fuck is
absolutely.
wrong?
I mean, in every, like, we would do, like, the tug of rope. And up
Yes.
until 8th grade, the girls won because they were big. They were just bigger than, we were all twinks,
You were, yes.
All the boys are twinks mostly.
It is crazy that you're you're a twink until you're not, or you stay a twink.
Or you stay a twink.
Yes. I think my husband is a twink.
I love that. I love,
Twinks.
I'm a fan.
I think I like twinks.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, same.
Yeah. And I'm like the burly, big-titted hoe.
You're the top.
I
You're a
am the
top.
top.
You're a top.
Well, we'll have some conversations. I think me and my husband are ready for me to actually top. But that's a
I
lot to
love
say on this,
that.
but yeah.
I love that. You guys are birds.
If you could pick a time in your life that you actually felt like an adult for the first time, or like a moment, like the guest we had on in our last podcast said, like she jumped into the water, like into the ocean when she went to Europe for the first time, and like guys noticed her, and that was kind of the first
Mm.
moment. Is there a time where you were like, that's it?
I think the first time I felt like an adult, I think one moment I can remember was my first kiss with a guy in college.
Tell me.
It was Truth or Dare, and I was with a bunch of theater kids, and I wasn't in theater. I was like a music composition kids, but I was like, at that time I was still really shy and
Yeah.
just kind of like on the periphery. But then there was this really cute guy, and we were doing Spin the Bottle, and it landed on him, and I kissed him, and I was literally like, I'm in love with him.
Was it
I'm in
tongue?
love with this guy. No, it was just a kiss. It was just like
Aw,
a
just a pure
sweet
pillowy
kiss,
lip.
and I'm still chasing that kiss. And
Right.
I'm like, there was something so innocent about it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Where is he now?
I don't know his name.
Fuck.
I don't know his name.
Are you in a relationship now?
Yeah.
Happy?
Yes. 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 I
That's
love
such
him.
you're like, no, absolutely unhappy. And like,
Yeah. Yeah.
do you practice Judaism at all? Like, do you go to temple, or you just do the parties like I do?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do. I mean, like, we celebrate like Hanukkah, Passover, Rosh Hashanah, but I don't often go to temple really.
But you also do Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what we do now. Now we have a Christmas tree at home that's decorated with Hanukkah, like blue
Yes.
stuff.
Yes. Yes.
I love that. I do love my parents have come around to having a tree because it feels nice.
It smells nice.
It smells
It smells good.
incredible. One
Yeah.
year we got a fake tree and we would just spray like
Yeah,
the scent of
yeah.
pine in the
The
room.
scent is really big for it. It's like it just gets you in the spirit. It gets you in the
Yes,
spirit of
it
it.
does. If you could go back and give yourself advice as a
Mm.
14, 15-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
what would you tell yourself?
Oh man, it's hard. I mean, like, I think as I am right now, I'd obviously be like, come out as early as you want, and like,
Mm-hmm.
do theater because that's what you really like to do, and like, embrace that. But I wouldn't have listened to that shit.
Yeah.
I still would have wanted to like conform and try to be popular. So I think
Right.
it all happened how it was supposed to happen. But that's what I would have tried,
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know.
What is your favorite musical?
Oh my God. Well, I love
Let's talk
Hamilton.
musical.
And I love him. I love Hamilton.
I haven't never seen it.
What?
Never seen it.
It's so good.
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
What else? Give me more.
I love Pippin.
Haven't seen
Pippin.
either.
I love Color Purple.
Okay. My bat mitzvah theme was the color purple, but just the color.
I'm like, oh my God. Well,
No.
that
Yes.
that would be a really interesting.
Yeah.
No,
And that
okay.
would be unreal.
Yeah.
Which kind of I'm into it. Okay, what else?
Like during your bar mitzvah speech,
Yeah.
after you read the Torah, you're like, and I am here. I don't know.
Wow.
We can
Beautiful.
cut that. But
No.
yeah. But I also really love a little night music, Sondheim.
Okay,
Company,
okay.
Sondheim. Fiddler on the Roof is one of my favorites.
Fiddler.
Yeah.
My one of my good friends just got cast as, is it Tevya?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like since I met him 10 years ago, I was like, this guy's was born to play him, and he
Tam,
just
yeah.
got cast, and I was like,
That's incredible.
that's
in
amazing.
Broadway music?
No, it's some shitty ass like
But that's
theater, but it doesn't
amazing.
matter. Still, like, right?
That's amazing.
My number one musical is Evita.
Oh, yes,
Because
yes, yes, yes,
Argentina
yes,
and all of
yes,
that
yes.
stuff.
Don't
When
cry for me.
Don't Cry for Me. Every time I get drunk, I break out into Don't Cry for Me. And
That's a
my
great
husband, who's sober, now he knows the time he needs to retire from parties is when I pull my Spotify out and do a Don't Cry
Yes.
for Me rendition. And actually, this is a crazy thing I just remembered. When I had just moved to the US and like I didn't have friends or, needed to kind of stand out, I would lie to people about two things. One was that my uncle was the producer of Saved by the Bell, which he was not.
That's so specific.
You know why? Because
Produce.
my grandma's last name is Angel, and so was Peter Angel, the producer of Saved by the Bell. So I was like, well, it could be a possibility.
Yeah.
So I would tell girls like, hey, I can introduce you to, what's his name, Zach Morris or whatever. And like, obviously couldn't.
Right.
And I also lied about being Evita's niece.
Those are good. Those, you know what? If you're gonna do a lie, make it good. And
Yes.
you made it good.
They couldn't have proved me wrong.
Yeah, no.
Well, now they can with the internet. And also Cats.
Oh, I love Cats.
I love
I
Cats.
love Cats.
Yes.
I watched it as a little kid, and when I was a little kid, I was like, weird.
Yes.
What the hell? Now, as I see it as an adult, I'm like, oh, it's about mortality. It's very adult themes.
Yes.
But like you would think it's like, oh, a kid loves cats. It's just a bunch of cats dancing. And me and my brother were like, what the fuck is this? But like watching it as an adult, I'm like, oh my God, it's about someone exiled. You know, I think
Yes.
Grisabelda was canceled.
Yes.
Exiled from no one
Yes,
would touch
she
her.
was. And then she was redeemed after she sang that beautiful
After
song.
she sang the song.
And also Cats, I would say, was a very horny.
Yes, it is very horny.
Something about the leotards
It is very
and
horny.
me seeing those like penises underneath.
Oh my God,
yeah.
Yeah. Me and my brother, we were like, what the fuck is this? But we were like, we kind of like that, though.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
There was also like a kind of rum tum tiger.
The yes. The he's really horny. He was sexy.
He's horny. He was gay to me.
He was very
Even
gay.
though all the women wanted
Even though
him.
the women very gay.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just remembering, and this has nothing to do with anything we've just been talking about, but I remember when Ricky Martin wasn't gay, and he was gay, but he
Yeah.
wasn't out of the closet. And I
Yeah.
was living in Argentina, and I had
Oh.
a really hot cousin
Oh.
who had rode in a limousine with
Oh.
Ricky Martin,
Whoa.
and I guess Ricky Martin asked if he could kiss him.
Oh.
And he came to us and he told us, like, Ricky Martin tried to kiss me, and I said no. And I was like, that's a lie. Ricky Martin doesn't like men.
Uh-huh.
Does he? Yes.
Yes.
Well, he wasn't lying, and no one believed
Yeah.
him. Anyways, on that note,
And you know what? Like, I read a story like the person that helped Ricky Martin come out was YouTuber Tyler Oakley.
what?
By just watching a video. I'm like, it's so random that it's like he just watched a video and then all of a sudden he's like, I need to be brave. And
Was that what the videos were of just like be yourself?
I think so. I love Tyler Oakley, but too. I was like, it's so random to me that it's like, oh my God, I didn't know that it was that he watched a video from him and then he was like, I'm gonna
Very
come out.
simple.
Very simple.
That's all it took.
Yeah.
She bang. Oh my God. Well, it was so beautiful talking to
It was
you.
so beautiful
and
talking to you.
how can people find you? And me after this, I'm gonna go look you up. too.
Yes. I'm on Insta at Dylan Adler _, on TikTok at Dylan Adler 7, or on Twitter at Dylan Adler 6.
Let's get that wicked party thrown for you. Maybe a GoFundMe.
Maybe.
What the world needs
I
now
would
is a
love
wicked themed bar mitzvah.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
being
so
here.
much.